Okay, breaking news. I need an idea. Eleven 1994. This is November. First day of November 2000. First day of November 1994. First day of November 1994.
My kid
Yeah.
at school this morning. My oldest daughter was sick all night.
These are web documentaries of all the numbers.
This is my life. This is the whole life of it. Cave I hide in. I have beautiful, pristine yellow tablets. Ready to go. Stretch blocks, pencils.
I'm here doing a not going to show a copy.
All I need is an idea.
I'm here to do the copy. I'm here doing making a no copyrighted.
The original notes and the original outline are 15 pages. This whole early part was written to set up the films that were made.
Learn about the setup.
Who everybody was, where they came from, how they got to be where they were, what the dynamic relationships were between everybody. There is drama inherent in it because there is a lot of betrayal, a lot of things like that going on. But a lot of the subtlety of the story and the intricate weaving of themes and everything hasn't really been done at all. This book was put together when I was...
So we were trying to find it all of the Star Wars movie. And we were trying to find a delete scenes version of Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. VHS version of Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. And there's a Star Wars unaltered version of Trilogy VHS and Laserdisc.
You know, I don't feel a lot of
Yep,
pressure.
we were trying to find this.
I'm getting to do a lot of research, which I love
But
to do. And,
this DVD also 2001.
Think.
Yeah. 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 Is our train locomotive, like the great locomotive chase from Disney.
How is that?
Yeah.
I get to do a lot of things now that I couldn't do before. Create things that weren't possible to create before. I was always...
We were trying to find The Prince of Egypt on VHS, The Road to El Dorado on VHS, and The Joseph King Dreams on VHS.
Things have advanced so
We were trying to find them
in terms of your ability
on the
portray things on the screen.
disc 2 of bonus features of Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace.
I think about scenes all the time. And, you know, they come in a mosaic, and then eventually all the pieces come together. And then there'll be some missing ones. Then I have to sort of sit down and really work hard to get from point A to point B.
There's a young boy walking, follow me. George Lucas.
My oldest daughter was born during Jedi. Since then, I slowed down quite a bit, and I focused more on my family. This is going to be the first time I go back and try to do a movie of this scale with this much intensity. Starts with me sitting here doodling for a reminder, but it ends up with a couple thousand people working together in a very, very intense emotion.
I'm here doing a tell the email, not tell the email. I'm here doing a tell the email to stop receiving a copyright for my news.
A thing that I can sit here and do and say, wouldn't it be great if? And then pounding that into reality takes a huge amount of
This is January 13, 1995. Right. Thousand things.
The interesting part for me is, I started all by
April
myself.
25,
And
1997.
then, almost immediately, within about 3 or 4 months of starting to write the scripts, I brought in...
These are April 25, 1997.
And then we, there's a little group, and then we started...
3 years of 1999 of Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace.
We worked for 2.5 years together. And what I've done is, over those 2.5 years, spent huge amounts of time approving, changing, and
Yep.
finalizing designs for things. Thousands.
3 years. 3 years ago, but in November
Fine art was very
1,
important, especially to the Queens people.
1994.
They really appreciate it. You can tell in their architecture, the
In
sculpture, the
1
clothing,
year,
and so
no, in
forth.
2 years,
And
no,
so
March
on,
12,
that
1997.
naturally carries over to their
In the
hardware, or their
in the
vehicles.
2 years ago of January 13, 1995,
Certain types of
and 2 years of March 12, 1997.
But when I saw Star Wars, I was really blown away, but I was actually kind of like, there are certain things that I didn't like about it. But the great thing was I went home and I kind of drew
June 21, 1996.
This cockpit, about a quarter of the size it is, and I stick it back here. And then I take the engine part and I took out this part of the
Mhm.
right here.
I started with a stack of 2, and we were
It was
given a
April
huge list
1,
of
1997.
environments and whatnot, design. And it was just a matter of sitting down and trying to comprehend, where to start first, and
In
then
the
how to design something that
2
would
years of a
patients
1999 of
everybody
Star
that's
Wars
using this
Episode
film.
1, The Phantom Menace.
George is very reactive and he likes to kind of see things. And he basically just said, I need single person fighters and shuttles and so forth. So this little small shuttle right there. I don't know what it is. Well, that's a technical question.
This is 3 months of
It's neat, that's all.
in April 1, 1997, in 3 months of a June 21st, 19.
It's really hard to nail down because what I like is
Nope, I'm not gonna talk about the
different
3
from what somebody
months.
else likes. It's a matter of getting in sync with George, and I hope that I've kind of gotten in sync with George on this film.
Wow. Nice cool jet. This is in March 12, 1997.
So for the Starfighter, the good guys, it started out very differently because I initially thought that the ships would be very angular, like the X-Wing.
Yep.
But George wanted to go more towards the handcrafted look. George would come in every Friday for our weekly meetings.
There's writing a story about the Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace.
Draw beautiful drawings, and we put them on the wall. And George would dismiss the designs very quickly. And it took me a while to get used to it because one of our first couple of meetings, I would put up a wall full of designs, and he would look at it literally after 10 seconds and say, I like this one, this one, this one. Episodes 4, 5, and 6 kind of had the industrial mentality in terms of spaceships were punched out. They were kind of like plastic materials. Things were kind of mass-produced. It kind of happened with the industrial design in the United States. We had, an era
Well,
in the 20th century.
they're writing the
craftsmen
vehicle
were-
from Star Wars Episode 1, The
Soviet
Phantom
Industrial
Menace.
Revolution took over. Machinery
Right,
and
2 minutes
mass production
remaining.
became the norm. I'm not quite sure if this is George's take, but for me, when that pattern clicked, everything made
They are
sense
right at
in terms of
Naboo.
designing for this film.
Starfighters.
I was very clever in the first Star Wars films in that I kept the design very simple. And I avoided situations where I was going to get into trouble design-wise.
It's
This one, I'm
April
daring to
27,
take a chance to see what
1997.
happens.
I think about this constantly. I mean, it's going to the 3rd year, and there hasn't been a day or an hour where I haven't thought of something that could work. And the Starfighter
April
alone, we
8,
went through
1997.
10 different drawings. That's only one vehicle in a world populated by many vehicles, many creatures, everything. For weathering, to see if this is the right amount, too much, not enough, your general reaction is.
1 minute remaining.
I would say this is the most distressed,
Okay.
and then they can do minor, less versions of this.
This is early for the 1997.
Did it address this?
2 years of
Something like keep it from-
1999.
The one thing that I would tell that is this.
Okay, not too dirty.
Yeah.
The whole point of this is what works for the story. It could be the coolest thing, but if people don't know what it is or how it works in 5 seconds, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. There's R2D2 sound effects. Alright, it's ended. I'll see you next part.